You is on for the call, Susan.
Hey.
How come you didn't have the halo with Stephanie so bad yesterday?
Oh, I don't.
Uh, okay, I think that's it. I think we should have
I
sounds.
see you.
Hello,
I see.
hello, hello,
Me.
everybody. Come on, dance and no, Lori. Everybody, come on, organize. Hey, everybody. Bum, 2 days in a row.
Yeah, you're good.
2 days in a row. Can you stand it? Here I am again. I'm just haunting you all this week. Welcome to Tuesday Live. Hey, everybody who joined us yesterday for kind of an impromptu Tuesday Live with my good buddy Stephanie Bernard from the Stamps of Life. We had tons of fun. We didn't really do anything very productive, but we had a good time. It was really, really fun to have Stephanie and Ken out for a visit. It's the first time they've been to Wickenburg. So we had a really great visit. Oh, you know what? Susie, can you grab me my phone? Because I need to know what our girl Leanne is sending me to. And I totally forgot. I'm out of sorts today, I guess. Mana, mana, dee, 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 dee. Thank you. Let me just get hooked up to Leanne here. So welcome everybody to Tuesday Live. And if you have a question, type the word question in all caps or put a bunch of question marks. And then Susie and Leanne will be looking for, oh, there's Leanne already popping up. She's ahead of the game here, or she's ahead of me. I guess I'm behind. She's on it. Welcome back, Leanne. Okay, so a couple things you need to know if you're new to Tuesday Live. If you have a question, question marks, bunch of question marks, then the question or the word question, all caps, Susie and Leanne will look for that and they will read the question to me. Number one. Number two, we give away $25 gift certificate every week. And the way you get entered in the drawing for the gift certificate, sorry, I have some allergies that are kind of weird me out. I know Susie's like, don't breathe too deeply. That'll make you cough.
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe. Don't breathe. I don't have other problems. Anyway, the way you get entered to win that is by commenting. So you can just say hi. You can tell us how long you've been following along. You can tell us what your favorite TT product is, whatever it is that you want to say. You can ask a question, but get in the feed so you get in the contest. All right. So I don't have a lot of questions to start off with today, except here's Terry Wiegand. Oh, no, that's from last week. Okay, good. All right. So Gloria Jacques asked, when will Stephanie have more 6x9 tab pockets for the Kirsten Buddy bag needed for Stamps of Life? You know, I'm going to switch over to my email here. I asked about that this morning. Let's see if I have a response. Not yet. But I know they're back in stock in the US. I know Stephanie is the first one to get them. I believe they arrived at the warehouse last week, so she should have them maybe by the end of this week. When she's got them back in stock, I will put up a post on our social media. As soon as they're available too. But Stephanie will be the first one to have them. So when I say Stephanie, those of you who joined us yesterday, met her if you didn't know her already, that is the stampsoflife.com. She will get the first shipment of pockets. But I'll put up a post with a link to it as well. Why are Leanne's things popping up this way? That's very odd. And that doesn't usually happen. I'm getting...
There's a whole lot of odd going on.
There's a lot of odd. My phone is freaking out. It's question. Could you please bring back the jumbo fab file? It was awesome. That was from SPS. Working on it. I love the jumbo fab file also. I'll see what I can do. I definitely, I love it. It's super useful. So I'm on that for you. Scott Woods asked, what would you use to store a spellbinder and all the plates? I have the longer plates. I looked up the plates today, Scott, the longer plates, because I just have the regular size ones. The spellbinder machine itself is going to fit in some, if you need to move it around, is going to fit in something like the lowest tote, but I don't actually have a good storage container for the machine itself. I have my machine on the shelf, and I have my plates in a slide stash and store next to it. I was thinking I could grab them and pull them down. But I would, so any of the slide stash and store are going to fit in any of the 12.5-inch long plates are going to fit in the slide stash and store. So mine are in a number 4 slide stash and store. You could store your smaller plates and larger plates together in that, and then right next to the machine. The slide stash and store also fits in the lowest tote. So if you were going to take the plates in the machine somewhere, you could put it all in the lowest tote and take it with you. But like I said, I don't have really a good container, anything like big enough for this Spellbinders machine, but you can put slide stash and store. And like I said, I use the number 4, and it works great for organizing in a lowest tote anyway, the slide stash and store. So that might be a really great option for that. All right. Oh, I did learn a trick from Stephanie. Oh, and Stephanie learned it from one of her customers. So if you use the MIDI, and probably then, so that's this machine, and I have it in a slide stash and store Big Bertha number 6 with all the plates and everything else. If you use the MIDI and probably the Junior, this is what happens to the plates when you run them through, right? I guess it's hard to see that way. I'm going to flip it around. I don't know, can you see like how bent up right? They're not flat. I don't have a flat. Can't see it on the screen, but they bend. So one of Stephanie's customers told her, if you take your MIDI plates, and again, I haven't tested it, and I didn't ask her specifically about the Junior, and you cut them apart, so you have 2 plates, when you feed them through the machine, they will not bend, right? So, and you can use them all 4 ways again, but they don't bend because the top roller moves faster than the bottom roller. That's what causes the plates to bend. But if you cut your plates apart, you can feed them through together just like normal. And Stephanie said it's minuscule how much further the top plate comes through before the bottom plate. I said like a 1/4 inch, and she said even less than that. Most people wouldn't even notice. So if you are tired of your plates bending, cut them in half, and they will not buckle, curve, however we're going to call that. So that was a fun little tip to get from Stephanie yesterday. Susie has a question.
I've got several.
Oh.
Trisha wants to know, hi Tiffany, do you know when the 3-drawer storage and supply will be available?
Trisha is asking about the 3-drawer storage and supply case. I know it's on order. I believe it won't be until June or July though, but it's definitely been ordered. So it's definitely going to be a thing, and it's taken forever, hasn't it? But hopefully we're going to speed up that process. We got some changes going on at Crafter's Companion. Hopefully that's going to move things along a little bit more quickly.
Okay.
So
Gloria
soon.
Ralston wants to know which bag would fit my blending brushes in a holder. Measures 8 inches by 5 inches and 9 inches high.
Gloria Ralston asking about blending brushes in a holder. I'm pretty sure that is going to be, you're going to have to give me those dimensions one more time, Susie. Let me get my measuring tape out here. And I have to put my glasses on. 8 inches by 5 inches.
5 by 9 high.
So I'm going to say that's the 8 by 8. That is the 6 by 6. The 8 by 8 paper taker is, 8.5 inches across. It's 2 inches deep. So that's the other thing. And it is 9 inches tall. So the 8 by 8 paper taker. Does that sound right? What is
that? 8 by 5.
8 by 5 by 9.
So
8 by 5
that's really
by 9 high. So this is 8 across, but it's only 2 inches deep. So I'm thinking maybe you have it in one of those round. I was thinking of the silicone trays that people are using to hold those. But if you've got it in a round tray, 8 by 5 by 9. So let's see. Yeah, 8 by 5. That's a big The 5 deep is probably, yeah, I don't think we have anything that's 5 deep. You could go with, that's 4. You probably could go with the Kirsten bag, but you'd have to lay your, you might be able to stand it up in there actually, right? Let's see. You could do it in a Kirsten. No, because it's not going to be, boy, yeah, I don't, 8 by 5 by 9. Send me a picture. I'm wondering if it's one of those round racks, but yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think we have anything that's big enough. Like this is 9 by 6. Yeah, I don't know. I need maybe a better visual and I could help. So please post a picture in Facebook, or you can email it to customerservice@totally-tiffany.com, and I'll take a look at it and see what I can come up with if we've got something for you to do.
All right. You ready for another one?
Ready.
Julie Slubin Fitman's asking, will you be getting the purple Cindy tote back in stock anytime soon?
Julie is asking about the purple Cindy tote back in stock. No idea. I'll put it on my list. And see what we can come up with.
All right. Serena wants to know if there's any updates on the buddy bags and 12 by 12 storage bags that are out of stock.
Yes, there is an update on the 12 by 12 storage and supply cases that are out of stock. I don't know which buddy bags are coming in, but I did talk to James this morning, and the 12 by 12 storage and supply cases were ordered in December, which means they're probably arriving sometime in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, yeah, just a couple more weeks and we'll have those. They may have them at scrapbook.com. Just because they're not available on our website doesn't mean at all that they're out of stock with retailers in the US. If you're in the UK, that's a little bit different story. But if you're looking for them in the US, scrapbook.com probably has them.
All right. On that same topic, Marion is asking, when will the 8 drawers storage and supply case be available?
8 drawer storage and supply case, same thing on our website. It probably is coming in with the 12 by 12s. They all come from the same factory. But again, I would look at scrapbook.com if it's in stock in the US warehouse. Scrapbook.com has it. Usually Stephanie has it, like the 8 drawer is going to be available on the Stamps of Life because it's an easy one to ship. Sometimes she doesn't handle our bigger items just because they're too difficult to ship, but she should have the 8 drawer storage and supply case if it's available also. All right, Susie's good. Okay, so Tricia says, how do you store specialty papers like Tim Holtz 4 1/4 by 5.5? Most likely, I try to store everything together by theme. But if you're looking to store something that size, I would look at either the 4x6 fab file, which you can use with pockets, or the file folders. So if you've got that Tim Holtz paper, 4.5 by 5.5, it's going to fit in the 4x6 fab file. I know it seems like that's not big enough, but it is. So I guess if you're new to Totally Tiffany, all of our products are bigger than what they're supposed to hold. So this is 6.5 inches by, this is the 4x6 fab file, by 5.25 inches. So your 4.5 by 5.5 Tim Holtz are going to fit perfectly in the 4x6 fab file. So you can use the 4x6 fab file. This is probably the best for that. You could go level up with a 5x7 paper taker, but using the 4x6 fab file with the 4x6 tab divider pockets to hold the scraps or other little pieces and be able to label each section, that would be my best recommendation for storing something small. 5.5 by 4.5 Tim Holtz, probably a perfect fit for that. All right, my phone is behaving poorly again. Okay, Becca says, hi, Tiffany. Sorry if this has already been asked and answered, but is there a way for UK customers to purchase your scrap rack pages now that everything has moved to the US warehouse? Thanks. Ugh. Scrapbook.com is the only option. Um, and they ship to the UK that I know of. There might be Amazon in the UK. Somebody on, Notions, who's one of our distributors, I know also works with UK companies and European companies. So Amazon might be a great place to find Totally Tiffany stuff as well. And it'll be coming out of from one of our distributors in the UK or in the EU. I know it's a pain. I wish I had a better solution. I wish we shipped from the US to the UK. But scrapbook.com will definitely do it. But I bet if you checked on Amazon, and everything's still Totally Tiffany, it's still Scrap Rack, right? So even though you're not buying it directly from us, it is still our product. It's just that distribution wise, getting it to a distributor who can handle Amazon in the EU and the UK makes it more viable to get it over there. So I apologize for that. I know it's inconvenient. I wish it wasn't what it is, but that's all we can do. Sorry. Do you have another question, Susan?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Let's see. Becca, another question. What's the best way to store vinyl rolls? Thanks, Tiffany. Love your products. So I love the vinyl roll organizers, right? So this is what's kind of the start of the Slide Stash and Store line, but it's perfect for organizing your vinyl rolls. It comes with these little vinyl roll sleeves, so you can keep your scraps together with your vinyl really easily. Also keep your vinyl rolled up without using tape or a rubber band or something like that. So the vinyl roll organizers, great solution. If you're looking for more of a storage case for them, oh, I sent mine off I'm going to the NAMTA show next week. So there will not be a Tuesday Live next week. I will be in Columbus for the National Art Materials Trade Association show. Woo, nailed it. The 12 by 12 paper taker or the album case fab file. There's two sizes of it. The strap hinge album case fab file works better. I mean, it's more efficient. There's extra space in the other one. So the album case fab file, which I probably have right here. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that's empty. Do I have an empty one? La 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 la. So this is the album case fab file. Now, when you buy the vinyl roll organizer set, you get the sleeves. You don't get the sleeves, obviously, if you're buying the case. So this is going to probably hold about 12 rolls of vinyl, and it will work with the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets. So if you have flat sheets of vinyl that you're trying to store with your rolled vinyl, this might be a great solution for storing those two things together and then using the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets with that as well. Chastity Buddy Bag. Lots of you are asking me about that. The only place it's available right now is on Home Shopping Network, hsn.com. They have a limited stock of it. They're selling it in a 2-pack. So when you look at it and you go, wow, the price seems high, that is 2 chastity bags, which is why it's higher than what you would normally expect. So, but if you're looking for the Chastity Buddy Bag, hsn.com has it.
Okie dokie, you ready?
Ready.
Joanne Weller wants to know, when can we hope for another GOC? My scrap gals and I have purchased 13 boxes of scrap stuff and are looking to organize together soon the TT way.
When is the next GOC? I have a meeting with scrapbook.com next week while I'm at the NAMTA show. And so I will try to nail them down on it. If they're not ready, that really has been kind of the sticking point for us, like partnering with them to do it for their customers as well. I will try to get a commitment. Sooner than later. I know, I feel bad about this. I keep saying that, and there's never been a.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. I know. And Susie's leaving anyway, so we can't do it until Susie comes back. So
blame it on me.
That's right. It's all Susie. She's going on another trip. We can't do it.
Yeah. Okay, Eugene Barber wants to know
Hi,
any
Eugene.
updates on the new 6x9 storage.
Eugene Barber looking for the 6x9 pockets, I'm guessing. You think?
It is a 6x9, new 6x9 storage.
New 6x9 storage. Maybe talking about the tool. So we have the 6x9 pockets and the Kirsten bag, which holds those. And then we do have the new toolboxes, which were supposed to be released this month, but they came in from the factory flawed. So if that's maybe, I did think
She said new, so maybe that's what she's
yeah,
talking
I did
about.
sneak peek those out. They were supposed to be out this month, but yeah, they came in flawed from the factory. So that means they have to be remade. So the 9x6 pockets will be back in stock soon. The Kirsten Buddy bag, I think, is in stock now. So those both fit 9x6. So I wish I had a better answer on that. Trust me, it was very disheartening to get. We had the toolboxes in 3 sizes, and to get them all in and all wrong was very disappointing, to say the least. All right.
Okay. Allison Jacobs wants to know if there's any updates on the fat quarter storage.
Allison Jacobs, fat quarter storage. No. I have another meeting with the U.S. team today. And I'm going to ask them about all those things. It's my list.
All right, I'm not sure if Sharon is asking you this or the group this, but I'll give it to you. She said, getting ready to take the plunge on scrap rack, but wonder if I should wait since it seems like maybe there are changes afoot. Can you give me direction?
Asking about scrap rack, whether or not, and she says it looks like there's some changes afoot. The only real changes is that everything for scrap rack is going to be shipping out of the US, but the base, the pricing, the pages, all of that stuff is all going to be the same, but it will just all come out of the US. So if you are ready to take the scrap rack plunge, I would just do it. Just jump in there and get it done. You will love it. You will absolutely. Putting it together, getting everything in it, and getting everything organized is a process. Some of us love the process. Some of us find it painful. But once everything's organized in there, I mean, it literally is so simple to say, I'm going to make a birthday card, flip to your birthday section and see the balloons, the banners, the gifts, all the things that you might put, the sentiments, everything in one place, and use it and then know exactly where to put it away. It's cake. I mean, it really, I know I'm biased, but yeah, it's a great product, and it's not beautiful, it's not cute, it's not pretty, but in terms of functionality, it's a no-brainer.
Okay,
Do it.
back to fat quarter.
Yeah.
Peggy Kern is asking what is a fat quarter storage, and then Glorianne is asking related to fat quarter storage. Will we see a tour of your mom's sewing organization?
Oh, okay. Fat quarter storage. It's down on the shelf behind you, Susie. Do you see it? Third section over, bottom.
Oh, this thing.
Yep. So fat quarter storage. So this is part of the Slide Stash and Store collection. And this is 3 separate sections, and they hook together like a lot of our other products do. The reason it's designed that way is because each section then is 5 inches long. So if you're storing stuff in an upper cabinet that's only 10 inches deep, you can just have 2 sections. A lower cabinet that's longer, 15 or 20 inches deep, you can connect the sections together, and then you can pull it straight out to find exactly what you're looking for. So really simple way to store fat quarters. And you can see I've got a couple of the other rolls in here, different sizes and shapes. I don't know, I'm not sure of the arrival date on that, but I will ask about it in my meeting today and let you know. Regarding the question, will we see my mother's sewing storage area? My mom has 2 homes. One is here in Wickenburg, and one is over in California. The majority of her sewing stuff is in California. She does have a sewing machine here and a big, I think it's called a koala table or something. And then she does have this huge, well, it's actually a walk-in pantry. But my mom is single and lives alone. She's like, I don't need all that pantry for food storage. I need it for craft storage. So her whole walk-in pantry, 3 sides, is craft stuff. I will see if I can't get in there and take some pictures. It's loaded with buddy bags. But so I will check it out and see if I can't get some pictures posted and what she's willing to do. All right. I'll be over there. When will I be over there again? Tomorrow. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll get some social media posts up about that. I'm sure she doesn't mind. It's very well organized. It's a small space that's packed with everything for crafting. So yeah, I'm sure she'll let me sneak in there and take some pictures, and maybe we'll get to do a little interview with Tiny T about that.
Okay. Got another question
Okay.
on Scrap Rack. Karen Benson says she's in need of more pages for my scrap rack in various configurations. When will things be back in the warehouse? Things are sparse. Scrapbook.com doesn't have much either.
I think I'm pretty sure the TT website got loaded up with scrap rack pages. Maybe it was just over the weekend. Let me pop in there and see what I can see real quickly. It's hard for me I'm not tall enough to see over my workspace here, but I think most of the pages are, but yeah. Most of the pages are loaded on the website right now. There's the vertical 4 is missing, but it looks like almost everything else has been loaded. So I think everything got loaded over the weekend. So I would look at the TT website right now, and there's probably what you need is there. Let's see. I got to figure out how to keep my phone screen on a little bit longer. Renice Bale says, TT used to have storage for sewing items like fabric, etc. What happened to those items? They are, we did them for HSN. And so that's why we don't carry them all the time. However, we are working with a new sewing distributor who has asked for some sewing products. So I will, I'll keep you posted on that kind of thing. Like I said, with these new changes with TT, you may see more and more other types of craft storage other than the paper crafting. Well, obviously this is not paper crafting either, but other than paper crafting. So for those of you who do other things, we may be coming out with over the next 12 to 18 months, you might see more and more things for sewing and knitting and home decor and that type of thing. It's definitely on the radar of things that we could do or should be doing for you guys. Shirley Mott asks, what is a good storage solution for 11 by 14 larger portraits? I am going to say probably this is the other album fab file box, and it is 15 by 13 by 2.5. So this would be a good storage for larger things like 11 by 14 portraits, that type of thing. So this is a fab file. It is called the 3-ring album storage box. It's on the fab file page. If it's not on the page on our website, they do carry this also at scrapbook.com. So I would definitely, that would be a great option for larger, like 12 by 14, 11 by 14 photos or portraits and that type of thing. It's a great way to store them. Easy, safe, all that stuff.
All right, Char Stanley wants to know. She said, did I hear that you'll be at an event in Columbus next week, as in Columbus, Ohio?
Yes, I will be in Columbus, Ohio next week. The National Art Materials Trade Association is having a show in Columbus. So it's not open to consumer. It's not a consumer show. It's just a wholesale show where stores go to buy products for stores. So unfortunately, it's not anything that we're going to have cropping and all that kind of stuff and fun. It's just going to be regular stuff, work stuff. I wish it was going to be a Columbus scrapbook show. That would be more fun for me.
Okay, back to Fat Quarters. Deborah Hampner is asking how many fat quarters fit in one box.
How many fat quarters fit in one box? So if you look at how I have these boxes, I have fat quarters going tall and going across. I guess it wouldn't matter though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You could probably get crammed in. Now, a lot of these have the cardboard in the middle still. So if the cardboard was out of the middle, you could get probably 20 per section, right? If you take the cardboard out of the middle, or if you cut your own and fold your own, if you don't have that extra layer in there, you're probably going to get up to 20 per section. That's my guess.
All right, Sandra is asking, are you making anything for jewelry storage?
Sandra wants to know if we're making anything for jewelry storage, and it is also on the list. Jewelry is a huge thing. Here's my challenge with jewelry storage. So those of you who make jewelry or think you'd like to make jewelry, all the little beads and things are heavy and bulky. So putting them in something like the scrap rack is a little bit tough. I do have some jewelry making things in the scrap rack. They're in the double-sided embellishment storage page, which is designed with the thicker pockets, the locking tabs, but it's not ideal. And so when I look at jewelry making things, I have a bunch of them. The storage, they all come in the little plastic, little jar things that you twist the lid off. I'm not sure there's a better solution out there for those things, which is really kind of my challenge over jewelry, coming up with jewelry storage and organization. Is it already exists for what I have been able to come up with in that realm. Now, if you think that a jewelry storage supply notebook would be good, that you could open up that notebook, and instead of having pages, it had almost like bigger, thicker pockets where you could put multiple little containers, little twist off containers, so that when you opened it up, and it might have a center page as well that you could flip through and see in all those pockets, right? The jewelry that was stored, the little bins that were stored in there. Would that be helpful or good? The tough thing for me is, without making jewelry, I have the supplies to do it, but I just have enough of them to sort of work around in my brain what would work to store these. But if you're a jewelry maker, do you have hundreds of choices, or do you have thousands of choices, right? So that really is the hard part for me, is how do I, what about something like, the 6-level stadium arranger, the 4-level stadium arranger, right? Where you could, I don't have one back here, where you could stack those little containers on levels, so you could see all of them and still pluck off what you needed easily. Would that work? Do you travel with your jewelry making supplies? I mean, it seems to me like, now that I'm thinking about it, that if you could do that, then you could see all of your red beads, or all of your black beads, or turquoise, or silver, or gold, or whatever it is, because they'd be staggered up at that level. If you're a jewelry person and you think that would work, I'm writing that down. See, this is what happens. Like, I think and think and think, and nothing comes through, and then all of a sudden, would that work? Look at my note page. It's all full already. Yeah, let me know. Feel free to comment on social media too, or send a message to customer service at totally-tiffany.com. Leanne will get that message to me. What are your challenges? How are you using your jewelry? Do you travel with it? do you do it in a studio? Do you move it around like we do for paper crafting? One of the reasons I believe that I'm good at paper crafting organization is because I do it and I understand it and how it works and how we move around with it. And so that's always my challenge with designing for other crafts is I want to make sure I'm making good things that actually work rather than just another bag to throw your stuff in. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on those rambling ideas. I'm sorry, I did just sort of ramble on that.
It was a good ramble.
Linda Diffel says, what can I store in the Teresa Buddy bag? Teresa Buddy bag, I sent some of them off, so I've only got 2 here. Teresa Buddy bag is great for storing, well, it was born to store these. So re-inkers or glitter glues, like your stickles and that type of thing. Anything in that size bottle is going to be perfect. I also use it to store, these are shaker shape filler things in cute little like Tic Tac size boxes. So if you have boxes that are that size and that shape, they're going to fit in there as well. Also works great for kind of the standard rolls of baker's twine. You can put about 8 memento inks, the teardrop memento inks in there. I don't know if I have one right here. They fit better in, I mean, you can get more. Oh, that's not that. Oh, I sent that out too. You can see all the naked space on my shelf. All of those things are on their way to Columbus. So you can also use it for the teardrop inks, but it doesn't really hold a lot of them, which is why I prefer the Shelly for teardrops. But especially the small bottles and great for this size thing, type of container as well.
All right, Char's family's trying to figure out how fast she can start a business so she can go to Ohio.
How fast? It's called NAMTA, NAMTA. Go on their website and see what it takes. You might be able to, or are you friends with a local craft store or scrapbook store or art materials store, anything like that? Anybody maybe who's a maker on Etsy or something like that? Any of those criteria would probably get you into the NAMTA show. It'll be interesting if you've never been to one. You get to see all the new things from all the new manufacturers as you walk the show, and it's pretty interesting. You can't buy anything there. You can place orders for your store, but you can't actually buy things at the show.
All right, Lisa Albright says, come see your sister and you can see my jewelry making supplies.
My sister's coming to me in May, but we'll see. Lisa. I know. Yes, I know. Sorry, it's Lisa. It's not a random Lisa. Okay, I'm going to come. You know it. I will be there. Well, I'll have to make sure you're there, Lisa. Lisa and Tisa, my sister, they're 2 peas in a pod. They live right next door to each other, and they do all the same fun, crafty things. And I understand I need to get down there anyway to clean up Tisa's craft room. So
yeah.
we'll get on it. Mm-hmm.
All right, Linda Christopher says, so frustrated by 12 by 12 paper pads. I have at least 20 and hard to know what's in each one without taking them out, but not sure how to label. So I do not have to take a bunch out to figure out which is which. Help.
Okay, so 12 by 12 paper pad, Susie, there might be one right down next to you in that cube. Is there, or maybe on the, no, maybe on the cart, the paper cart that's underneath my tall desk. If you pull that out all the way over to the left side on the top, are there a bunch of paper pads? Okay. So here's my tip for you on paper pads, because yes, it's hard to know what's in them, right? So if you take your paper pads and you store them vertically on your shelf, right, oftentimes they don't need any sort of container to keep them in. So I usually put my paper pads, so I'll have loose papers in my 12 by 12 paper handler, right? And so then I'll stand up my paper pads and have another paper handler on the other side. And so they all stand up across. All you need to do is take a sticky note, and I love our shut your flap tabs because they're plastic and they don't get folded over. Take that sticky note, put it on the paper pad edge, and label it, whatever it is. So this happens to be Once Upon a Time. I'm using this to make a wedding gift for one of my close friend's daughter is getting married. and then you just put it on here. Like I would write once upon a time. But if this was a paper pad that had holiday paper in it or rainbow paper, whatever it is, you can put multiple sticky notes on it. That's like, so I have a paper pad that's all seasons, right? So I might label this, put the sticky note Christmas, put another sticky note that's spring or whatever it is. So when I look, I can see all the different major themes or major colors that are in that. And then I can pull the whole thing off. So don't stack them up, right? You stack them on top of each other, then you have to dig to the bottom. Put them vertically, and then you can just read the sticky note and pull it right off the shelf. The other thing is keeping them. So if I have paper pads that are all Christmas, which I do, I have my loose Christmas paper in a paper handler. I've got the Christmas paper pads right next to the paper handler, right? So when I go to look for Christmas, I automatically see that tab that this is, one's called Mary Mary, one's called Down the Chimney, whatever it is. You might have them by designer name as well. I know that that's Christmas and I can pull it off, look at the cover, see what it is, slide it back on, pull out the next one. So it makes it really easy. So super simple. Get a sticky note on the end, label it, put it with the rest of your paper. That's another thing. Don't store your paper pads somewhere else. Like they're not paper. They are paper. They need to be stored with the rest of your paper, especially if it's all 12 by 12, and just put a label on it and it'll be easy. It's very simple. Simple. I love those kind of questions that I know the answer to right off my head.
Got a whole bunch for you over
All right.
here.
What do you got, Suze?
Clara Schwartz wants to know, what would you use for buttons?
I put all my buttons in. Now, again, I don't sew, so that's a different dynamic there. So this is, I don't know if you can see it. These are all buttons, and they're organized by color, right? Blue, green, right? This is a Dawn Buddy bag. Okay, I don't have a ton of buttons, but you could do this same idea in any buddy bag with bigger Ziploc bags if you have tons of buttons. This is easy. It's super visual. I don't know, it's easy to see in the side, right? It's rainbow. I've also got some ribbon in there and some baker's twine also by color, but that works really well for button storage. I'm going to organize buttons the same way I organize everything else, which is by rainbow, most common. And then I have some novelty buttons, heart shapes, some Halloween buttons, that type of thing. They're going to be rainbow, holiday and seasons, themes and sentiments, right? So if you had something that was more theme related, maybe buttons that look like a birthday cake or balloons or whatever, I would organize them that same way. And because I use most of my buttons for paper crafting, not sewing, what I actually use for paper crafting is most likely actually going to be in my scrap rack, right? So this is part of a sewing demonstration, how to organize those buttons for sewing where they're all together. But if you don't have a ton of buttons and you're using them for paper crafting, I'd throw them in your scrap rack.
You ready for another one?
Yep.
All right. Linda Christopher says, do you suggest slide stash and store to be on the shelves according to size? Notice mine are not and do not look good in my K-Lux.
Do you recommend slide stash and store according to size? Not necessarily. So, I mean, I guess I would recommend keeping them together. Move this out of the way so you can kind of see. So, yeah, I mean, I guess mine kind of look like that by size, but they're more by, I mean, they're like, yeah, but it depends what you have in them, right? So if you have, so this is all sewing stuff, right? I would have this with the rest of my sewing stuff, whatever else it was, right? Keeping things together, you use together. It just happens to work out on my shelf that, I mean, they're not totally by size. This is a number 4. It's full of spray paint. It's at the end of my shelf here. I think it's more important to organize them by space efficiency and keeping things together that you use together. Definitely. So I hope that helps. It's a little bit hard without a strong knowledge of everything that's involved, but mine look like they're all by size, but that just happens to be space usage, I think, more than anything else.
Okay. Denise Whittington says, what is your best solution for stamps? I have many 4x6 sheets with multiple clear stamps on them. Do I keep them together, divide them up? Should I put them in the scrap rack system, or do you have a fab file system that fits them better?
Denise Whittington asking about stamp storage. Is that right? Did I get her name right?
Yes.
So stamp storage, it depends how many you have, how you use them, and what kind of space you have in your room. So if you don't have tons of stamps, then before I had lots of stamps, I kept them in my scrap rack by theme, right? If they were birthday stamps, they were in the birthday section. If they were Christmas stamps, they were in the Christmas section. If it was a set of stamps that had a variety of holiday stuff on them, they were in the front of the calendar section. It might have an Easter stamp and a Christmas stamp and St. Patrick's Day, right? They were just in the front of holiday because they went with everything. As I started accumulating more stamps and more dies, that's where the cataloging process comes in. So creating a catalog of those stamps and dies is the first thing I would recommend. And then it's going to depend. And for those of you who are kind of new, we have, if you go to the website and the blog and you search what kind of crafter, you'll get this little post about determining what kind of crafter you are. And that is going to help you determine what type of storage and organization products are going to work best for you. So for me, I love this. This is the die stamp and supply organizer, right? You can see I have got 104 sets of stamps in this, and they're all accessible to me. They're all cataloged. So if I go to my catalog and I'm looking for a 4th of July stamp, it might be on the same sheet of stamps as a Christmas stamp, but I'm going to find it by the number. Oh, that's on stamp set number. Let's see. What is this? 101. This is maybe a good example. This is a planner stamp, but it's got all the days on it. So it's got a kind of a mix of things. I can just go right here and pull that pocket out and have all the stamps that are on that sheet. So if the sheet is St. Patrick's Day and Christmas and Easter, I'm going to put an example of it in all 3 of those categories just because it's simple to do. But it's all going to have the same number and it's going to come right back here. So it's easy to find. So this is easy for me because I have open shelf space. I'm not traveling with these things. That's another benefit to having a catalog. You don't have to take all your stuff with you, but you still can choose to use it when you get home. So it's easy for me. If you prefer to put them into a fab file, the 5x7 fab file with 5x7 pockets and the 5x7 magnets, great way to store stamps and then stamps and dies together. If you have bigger stamp sets, the Kirsten Buddy Bag is a huge favorite. People absolutely love Kirsten and Katie for bigger stamps. The 9x6 pockets that go with that are now just coming back into stock. So Kirsten is a great option. Karen is also a favorite for 5x7. The difference between choosing a buddy bag, Kirsten, Karen, which I think I sent mine away. Yes. Fab files are hard. So if you are storing them on a shelf, they have a lid and they're more hard contained, sturdy. When you open them up, they open up, but they don't flap all the way back like a buddy bag. So they're not quite as easy to get into as a Karen or a Kirsten. They both do the same job. So why you would choose one or over the other depends on how you move around with your craft supplies and where you move around and whether you need them closed up all the way or whether you can leave them open in a buddy bag or open on a shelf. But tab divider pockets with magnets, great solution. And then I use our, so these are our stamp die and stencil pockets. They come in small, medium, and large. They work great in the die stamp and supply organizer. This size works in the Denise buddy bag. This size works in the Katja buddy bag. So there's just so many options. I'm sorry, I'm probably not actually being very helpful with this goes right here. Because there are so many options. So looking at that, do you have open shelves? Do you not travel? Die stamp and supply organizer. do you like the accessibility of a buddy bag, or do you prefer more the hard case of a fab file? Those are the things that you need to decide. And then definitely go with the pockets and the magnets that fit whatever you choose. Yeah, those are they're all great solutions, but it's more specific to you, how you craft and where you store your things. All right. Jeannie Colson says, when will you get the video done on cataloging? Oh, I was hoping to incorporate it. There are a couple of videos. I might just need to do, maybe I'll do a live on cataloging where I just actually do the process and talk as we're going through the process, and I can really answer questions for people. I know it's a challenge. All right, I'm gonna bump it up my list here. I was hoping to have a cataloging kit to help people get it done, and then I could teach the class on it.
A long list today.
I know. Susie's looking at my notes. She's like, yeah, you got it going on.
Okay, I've got another one for
All right.
you. Gloria Ralston is asking which TT products will not be sold in the UK anymore. I didn't know the scrap rack was going.
Which TT products? I don't know. I don't know. And hopefully, even though Crafter's Companion isn't going to carry it on the Crafter's Companion website, and the TT website is going to be fulfilled out of the US, hopefully we're going to see Amazon I'll ask about it. There's a lot of weird transitions going on right now, and I feel really bad that I can't give you concrete information, but I'm on it. I'm working on it.
I got more. Christina Schultz is asking any suggestions for color box inks, the long rectangles or flower shape.
Color box inks. The long rectangles are going to fit perfectly in the Stephanie Buddy bag. When you say long rectangles, maybe you're not talking about, this is a rectangle, but I wouldn't exactly call it long. I sent off my Stephanie bag too. So this is the color box ink. This is Stephanie's old ink, but it was their standard size. This fits perfectly in the Stephanie Buddy bag. The flower shape, I'd have to get, I don't have one of those, but if you have the flower shaped ones, if you can give me the dimensions of it, I could probably come up with some answers. My gut on that is going to be the Sue Buddy bag, but without the actual dimensions, I don't know because I don't have one handy. And then if you're talking about the long ones, which I used to also have, that have multiple colors of ink on them, again, without the dimensions, I don't know. My gut, that's going to be a tough one because you know, I don't like to stack inks up on top of each other. I like you to be able to see all of them and pull them out. So I'm not 100% sure on what would work on that. But if you send the dimensions or you have the dimensions and you can post them, that would be great and really helpful.
All right, Susan Sheehy wants to know, is it possible that the Decimate dial file could be carried by Stamp Supply or scrapbooks.com?
They did carry the, not Stamps of Life, was carried by scrapbook.com when we had it in the US warehouse. It is something I am pushing for to do another HSN presentation on, which means we will have them to sell on our website and on scrapbook.com. But I don't think Stephanie would ever have it because it's so heavy and bulky to ship. I'm not saying she wouldn't ever have it. I'm just saying it's not, some stuff, I just call her and say, hey, we have this new product. It's perfect, you know, for you guys. And she just says, okay, I'll take whatever it is, 1,000 of them, and it's a done deal. But I'm always cautious about what her shipping situation is. And so definitely if we get it, it will be offered to her, but I don't know that she'll want to ship it because it's big and bulky.
All right, Marshall is asking,
hi, Marshall.
will Chastity be on the TT website once the move is complete?
Chastity is on the TT website now, but sold out and will not be back. we're doing this weird thing with the web. This is why it's so difficult, because the Chastity Buddy Bag would normally be ordered by the UK and shipped from the factory into the UK, and you would have to wait 6 months for it to come back in stock. That's how long it takes them to get a product back in stock once it runs out. But now we're using the US inventory to populate the TT website. So I will find out when it is back in stock. However, I have so many things. However, it is available right now. The only place that has it, to my knowledge, is Home Shopping Network, hsn.com, and they have it in a 2-pack. They have limited stock left. So if you want Chastity Buddy Bags and you don't want to wait, you can get them now at hsn.com in a 2-pack. If you don't need 2 of them, maybe you have a friend or a crafty buddy who would like one as well, and then you could buy them together. And today is an HSN 24-hour craft day, I think. So today, they might be already be sold out, but they may be having that $5 shipping. So fill your cart and it's $5 shipping no matter what you buy. So, which they do a lot on craft day, maybe $7 shipping or something. I don't know, but today might be a day to order it, and there might be some additional savings because it is a craft day. Therese Dumoulin, do you ever design the slide and store for upper kitchen cabinets? I've been out of the loop for a very long time and wondered if I'd miss them. Yes, we did it. I don't know. Boy, they're not going to enjoy me in the meeting this afternoon, are they? Because I have a lot of things here going on. I will check on it. I will see. Right now, it looks like it's late summer that it's going to be released. But yes, it's done, and that's part of the Fat Quarter deal as well.
I'm on HSN, and they still have the Chastity, but they do have a notice that says that sellout risk.
Oh,
so running low.
Chastity is noted on the HSN website right now as a sellout risk. And I don't know. Can you tell Susie if they have a special today on shipping? I don't know. I haven't heard, but. Joanne M says, is there a buddy bag that fits full-size Memento ink pads so they store vertically? So Memento ink pads fit also in the Stephanie buddy bag. And I don't know if you want, like, when you say vertically, are you talking about this, like stacked up? So your ink pads stay flat. One of the other things is, you all know, right, if your ink pad manufacturer suggests that your ink pads store upside down, you just flip them over in here and then they're upside down. So I made the mistake of labeling all my Tim Holtz ink pads right side up, and when they're supposed to be stored upside down. And so keep that in mind. If you're labeling them with a name, label them upside down, put them upside down and put the label on right side up so you can read the label, actually.
So you don't stand on your head.
So you don't have to stand on your head, exactly.
Ship your entire craft order for only $7.
Oh, entire craft order shipping today from HSN for just $7. Deborah says, are the magnets shipping from the US or the UK from the anniversary sale? I think the most possible stuff we could ship from the US, we are shipping from the US. But that, I don't know that specific item. I know our goal was to ship as much as we could out of the US warehouse instead of shipping it from the UK warehouse. So
Connie is asking for uses for the Brandy Buddy Bag in addition to rulers.
Brandy Buddy Bag in addition to rulers. So if you use the 12-inch long Kiwi Lane templates, it works great for that. Of course, also any kind of template that's 12 inches long. If you have the 12-inch long border embossing folders, it works great for that. Works really well for the long glue sticks. Also great for long paint brushes. So anything that's got that long component to it. I know some people who use a lot of strips of paper in their crafting. They will use the the Brandy Buddy Bag to store long strips of paper also, because it's longer than 12 inches. So those would probably be the top uses outside of rulers. Got anything else for me, Sue?
I think I'm good. And we're
all right, let's
10,
see here if I missed anything on here. I think I got it. Oh, we're right at 10 o'clock too. Perfect. Just let me take a quick look here to see if I haven't missed anything. So if you haven't posted in the feed, I know that right at 10 o'clock is when I should do a reminder of that. Leanne pulls a winner from all the names that she's collected in the feed. So just see something else popping up here. Perfect. Okay, I don't see. It looks like everything's been answered in this feed too. So, okay. So for those of you who missed yesterday's live with Stephanie, there's 2 new products coming out. One of them is an exclusive to Stephanie, and and I'm just gonna say, if you're a card maker, you like things in the 6x6 format, that's my little hint. So if you're not already following Stephanie on social media or you're not on her email list, I would definitely pop on over to the Stamps of Life and join her email list or follow her on social media, so you know when new products release. She's going to have something coming out either end of this week or beginning of next week. That's a brand new TT product, and she will have an exclusive on it. I think it might be as long as a month, but at least a couple of weeks. And she's got a really great bundle going on. We do have a brand new release coming out with scrapbook.com the first week of May, which is part of the National Scrapbook Day celebration. So you definitely want to tune in and be part of that as well. So if you're not following scrapbook.com, I pop onto their email list or social media list as well if you want to be in the know. Both of those products will release not on our website first, but one with Stephanie and one with scrapbook.com. And then eventually they'll make it over to our website. All right, so I think we've got it all. Last but not least, our last piece of business of 3 things. HSN today. Fill your shopping cart for $7 in shipping with craft supplies. If you need chastity bags, get them today over there. Number 2, there will be no Facebook Live or no Tuesday Live next Tuesday because I will be in Columbus. And number 3, this week's winner, drum roll, Susan Phillips. You are this week's winner. Thank you so much for watching, Susan. Congratulations. To collect your prize, please reach out to Prizes, that's Prizes with an S, at crafterscompanion.com, and let them know that you are the Tuesday Live winner of the $25 gift certificate. If you don't already have a Club Inspire account, please establish a Club Inspire account. It's totally free because they will add that $25 shopping spree right into your Club Inspire account, and you can shop away right there and use it super easily. So thanks everybody for watching today. I will not see you next week, but I will see you the week after. Have a great couple of weeks, and I will see all of you when I'm back from Columbus. Bye-bye, everybody.